hard. It was so much hard than the way I'm trying to manage with you. But so we are in the second part of the class for week number 9. We're gonna develop the activity. And remember, we need to make ready the questionnaire in Google Form with 10 answers. I'm recording, that's why I'm settling it. And let's go to the lesson to wrap it up and be ready for the activity, okay? Data collection, this is our process now. So this is the presentations that we have been studying today. And I am in this one, which is, again, about data, getting data. So now we're talking about obtaining information, right? So remember when we talk about the primary data, which is the data that you collect by yourself, like you are doing in the class. Collecting quantitative data, designing questionnaire, the process that we did already in the Google form, okay? So qualitative is a different process because we are obtaining data that describing the situation, and you can see on the screen actually the examples for that. So for example, if we do primary, we do observe, test, market, observational study. Remember those qualitative, right? When we are talking about observation. Interviews, qualitative too. Okay, focus group, qualitative too. Right? Questionnaire, surveys, like you're doing in the class. Now we are talking about quantitative. Okay. Secondary, what is that? Remember, it's the data that is already created. We are not collecting, like you used the last week in Google Scholar. Okay, and you're gonna see something about Google Scholar here in the presentation. And the same examples, external data, government. I show you, if I'm not mistaken, information about the census. I think I show you in the class. Maybe it was another course. Yeah, but information like you can find in the government. So this is external secondary data, right? Remember another kind of companies for business research, right? We can use those as secondary. The information that we find again in the Google form, in the Google Scholar. Now here, secondary data. And you are experts on that. Google, looking in Google, but is in the screen. You can see the recommendation is use Google Scholar. If you are looking for academic data, which is, that you can trust more, and I show you how you go Google. You just type in the search bar Google Scholar, and you can access to the information that you need for any class. It doesn't have to be for this one only. You just can look Google Scholar, and like some of you do, which is awesome, and I applaud for you when you do your reference. It's very important. So here, information about healthy habits. I don't know. I'm just creating an example because some of you are in the healthy habits research. So developing healthy habits. Now we have information, and if you click the ones that are here in blue, the ones in that says PDF, those are better because you can actually download the PDF, and this is information you can trust most of the time because it's academic. It's academic data. Came from this PDF. Actually, like you are reading books or using recent articles. So something useful. So it's here in the recommendation, okay? Just going again a little bit back to the secondary data, access availability, all of the process, right? So we talked about that before, observational studies. Help researchers understanding what people are doing, looking at them. And you can see in the example, IC Mannequin is like a robot that is doing research in the store. observing and collecting data of, this is a project, it must have some years going on. And this little tiny image, which is very educational, I like it because shows the path of the customer in the store. And you can see, for example, where they stay more time in the, in the store. So we can take decisions with this information, right? And I have asking you before, and I know when you recommend in the class, maybe we can, make some improvements, what we can do with this area that is the most visited, some things to take care. Test markets. So what is that? We take a region or zone or a geographic space to try a product in this market. We try the product, observe it just in this red point, just to make sure how it works, the product with the customer, right? In case that, or the initiative, it doesn't have to be commercial. It can be an initiative for the community, okay? And we can see how it works here in this geographic area, and then we keep working from there. Some of the non-profit projects are created this way. They start in certain geographic area, and then the non-profit keep growing and continuing around the world. For example, it can be used for commercial purpose or non-commercial purpose. So this is what kind of description of the process that we have been following, right? Collecting data, quantitative and quality, designing questionnaire, set the survey goal, what we want to do with this survey, the type of questionnaire. What is the type of questionnaire for us here in the class? It's a survey auto-administered in Google Form. So this is the explanation for both, for method of administration. Design the items, something that you already did with me. Scales, even if you don't think so, you did that because as soon as you develop your question, you set up the scales that you want. For example, in the scale of 1 to 10, highly satisfied, no satisfied, those are the scales. So at the end, design the questionnaire, pre-test the questionnaire. So we can say that we are pre-testing plus collecting data at the same time now because time situations, right? So set the goals, and here in the screen, you will see the analysis of the researchers about the different strategies to collect data. For example, face-to-face, web service, like you do in the class, web service, telephone service. Some of you receiving calls from research companies, I am sure, because I receive many. So this is telephone. Mail service, the ones that you receive at home, and actually you are receiving some of them, especially from the government. Census Bureau have an office that is specialized in developing research all the year for all the households. So I don't know if you receive it. Let me know, put it on the chat. If you receive service from Census Bureau. Or Department of Commerce, U.S. Department of Commerce. I receive at my house, U.S. Department of Commerce or Census Bureau service. Maybe you don't pay attention and you put it on the trash, we don't know. But yes, this is something you receive. Actually, I wanted to, I have a story on that because I received an invitation to participate in survey as a professor. You receive, they send you the invitation to give your opinion about books that are not in the market yet. So, for example, me as a teacher, they reach me and they say, okay, can you please analyze this chapter for this book that is coming for the students soon. So you can say, what do you think about it? This is something they do in editors, editorial, stuff like that. Just an example. So it's an interview, right? In using web environment. So again, qualitative and quantitative data, designing questionnaires, all of these challenges that we will have. For example, you can see here in the screen the examples. Can all the respondents answer the question asked? Sometimes we need to explain better the question, right? Some of you got comments from me about that. There is some things that we assume the customer know and they don't know. I mean, customer, I'm not saying customer, I need to say sample, right? So there are some things that we need to specify, or some things that we think the sample know. For example, are they Apple user? We want to know the satisfaction with Apple, but what about if this user is not Apple user? We need to filter them. So we need to ask them if they are iPhone platform users. Something so basic that maybe you assume, oh no, they know. We need to filter, because in the case that we don't have actually 10% iPhone customer, we have Android, we have any other. So, etc., etc. Design the item. So that's important that we don't assume, right? And this, what you're seeing on the screen actually are the mistakes that we make in the questionnaire. So look at this, pay attention, because it's something that probably you made in your service. Negation. Only nay, I wasn't satisfied with my holiday accommodation. I'm forcing the customer a little bit here. Look at this one. Back quantifiers. Do you book holidays frequently? Do you book holidays frequently? So it's kind of difficult to understand, you know? Suggesting answer. You did that a lot in your service. Listen to this. Suggesting answer. Do you agree with the Lonely Planet guy that is the best hotel in Greece? So some things we made is not you. Everybody does this kind of mistakes, right? So do you agree with the Lonely Planet guy? If you have advice for me on that, let me know how to fix these questions, or how you can put it on the chat or say it. Double-barred question. How satisfied were you with the meals and the holiday accommodation? What is that? I'm asking two things at the same time. So we have to better cut one question, another question. One for the holiday accommodation or the meals, for example. Okay, not answerable. Do you like the holiday accommodation books? So Jet did not book holiday. The ones that I was explaining to you. Do you like iPhone? But what about if the user is not iPhone, right? Is not iPhone user. So this is example of questions, right? You can see Likert scale. When we use Likert scale, you did that in your service. Some of you did Likert scale. What is that? It's on the screen. Actually, you can see, I consider Job Airlines to be strongly agree. So we are giving a scale here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7, right? See, 7 numbers in the scale. So example 2, not to set the scale with 3. You see? I don't know if you have comments or something happened in your questions or things that you find out you did in your service. You can say it. This is example of design. All of this is good if you study that or read it, okay, people? So take advantage of the content that we put for you here, because it's hard work that I'm doing for you. So this is content that can help you to develop better your question, right? So poor design, I am satisfied with the performance and reliability of my Apple iPhone. And those are the options. But then you will see better design. I am satisfied with performance of my Apple iPhone, but it's dividing performance and reliability. Two variables, right? Because the other question was putting together. This one is dividing. The same that we did already, we spoke about that. So more examples here. And I'm going to take too much in that because we're going to go to the activity. Remember, you have the content here. But again, those are examples how to do better question, okay? So that's why I'm going to take too much time. Qualitative is very important that you don't forget. In-depth interviews, projective techniques, and focus group are some ways to develop qualitative, okay? And it's those more examples here, and we are done. Experimental research, for example, comparison on the groups, okay? Okay, let's keep going because, yeah, that's done. That's everything. So people, let's open activity 9 together. I'm showing my screen. I hope you can see it. I don't gonna do trial and error. I'm gonna do it the correct one right away because we almost done with the time. So let's go. This is activity number 9. Everybody's with me on that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, now I hear yeses. So
Yes.
thank you. Yes, awesome. So let's read number 1, people. If you can read, just go and read. I don't because we don't have too much time, okay? Number 1, people. Somebody wanna read number 1? Nobody wanna read the number 1, activity 9?
I can read, ma'am.
Yes, Cha, I hear your voice.
It's an attribute whose value can change. For example, the price of product is an attribute of that product and typically varies over time.
What is that? Somebody knows or wanna guess? It's okay.
It's variable.
Beautiful. Awesome, Cha. It's variable. So this is the correct one. I'm not trying an error today, okay? Variable. You can guess, but I'm going to give you the correct answer all the time, okay? Complete activity 9. Not all the time today. Sometimes I won't give you the correct. Don't call me to ask me the answer because we are doing this now. And I put you a lot of material. So I don't want nobody calling me. No, there is no teacher in the world that give you answer for any test. Don't make me that. Okay, let's go to number 2, people. Consist, the number 2.
I'm gonna read.
Yes.
Consists of all or served variables that belong to an object such as a customer, a company, or a country.
Yeah, I know it's
Variables qualitative.
it's case of observation. Case of observation, okay?
Number 2.
Yes.
You're marking number 3.
No. Sorry. It's this one. Ay. Now I made a mistake. This is number 2, okay? Case observation. This is correct, the number 2, okay? So everybody with me, number 2, case of observation.
Yeah. Change number 3 because if not,
Yeah,
they're gonna
I
select it.
can. I can. Let's go to number 3.
Okay, I'm gonna read it real quick and you can select the answer.
Yes.
Is the Latin concept that researchers can define the concept terms but cannot measure directly? Yeah. Constructs.
Construct. Yeah. So number 3 is construct, people. It's something that you like. Let's put it simple. Something that you have in your mind that is you assume is like that, and it can be not you, it can be somebody else, right? things that we believe, usually, things that we believe about something. Construct, un constructo. So number 4 is the type of data. Two type of data. Mention the two type of data. It's qualitative and quantitative. You know that, right? We said it 200 times. I don't gonna take too much because, we don't have too much time today. But everybody's with me on that. Remember the data that we describe and the data that we count. Qualitative, qualities, quantities,
Yeah,
how much?
got it.
Thank you, Nancy. So, number 5 is often. Often view. Somebody want to read it?
Is often viewed as a being the basis of all scientific inquiry of all techniques and strategies are therefore an essential component of research methodology, a critical juncture between scientific theory and application. It can be defined as a process through which as researchers describe, explain, and predict the phenomena and constructs of our daily existence measurement.
Yeah, this is the measurement. So this is the correct answer. I know this topic is a little bit heavy, so that's why. Number 6. Thank you, Nancy. It cannot be quantified. What is that? You know the answer on that, people. It cannot be quantified. Who wanna read that? This is short.
Me.
Come on, let's complete this now because I don't want anybody saying why you
I
don't
can
give.
read it.
Hmm?
I can read if you want.
Yes, yes.
It cannot be quantified. There are predominative used to describe and categorize metric data and used to examine amount and magnitude. Uh, Numeric data.
That was Mohammed. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mohammed. You said it right, Mohammed. It's no metric data.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mohammed. So number 7, refers to the
Let me try that.
consistency. Mhm.
Refer to the consistency or dependability or measurement technique, and it is concerned with the consistency or stability of the score obtained from the measure or assessment over time and across setting or condition. If the measurement is reliable, then there is less chance that the obtained score is due to random factors and measurement error. The answer is secondary data or
Reliability. This is my tongue. This is tongue, right? No in tongue. Yes. Thank you, Tan, for reading.
you're welcome. Or it reliable.
It's reliability. I know it's today is a little confusing, Tan, so I don't blame you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tan, because I wanted to talk with you since we started. It's okay, your survey is fine or is having problem?
Okay.
I'm going to talk with you. I text you. I know. So anyway, number 8 is another. Number 8.
It's me. It's another versatile approach to data collection. This approach relies on the direction observation of the construct of interest, which is often some type of behavior. In essence, if you can observe it, you can find some way of measuring it. The use of this approach is widespread in a variety of research, educational, and judgment setting. So it's going to be observation,
Thank you. Thank you so much. You said it right. This is hourly. Yes, I
Yes,
knew. I didn't fail in my test. Okay. Thank you, my dear hourly. I appreciate so much this
you're
I
voice.
read
welcome.
the 9.
Yes. Gracias.
Types of data. Parametric and non-parametric
Qualitative,
tests,
quantitative.
reliable and validity, qualitative and quantitative, and ANOVA and t-test. Is qualitative and quantitative?
Yes. Gracias. This is Linda.
Of course.
Gracias. So I also have in the number 10 people. I'm not failing today with your voices. It's the group, the number 10. The group of units. What is that?
Is the group of units about which we want to make judgments. These units can be groups of individual customers, companies, products, or just about any subject in which you are interested. They can be defined very broadly, such as the people living in Canada, or very narrowly, such as the directions of large hospitals in Belgium.
This is Aman.
Yes.
Gracias, Aman. Thank you.
It's the population.
Population. Gracias. This is correct. You did it correct, Aman. So people, all the answers you are looking on the screen, they are correct. Number 1 for activity 9 was variable. Remember, something that can change. Case observation. Observation, of course, qualitative research. Constructs. Things that are already set up like that. Construct. Let's put it simple, right? Number 4, mention the 2 types of data, qualitative and quantitative. Basic of scientific inquiry, the techniques to obtain the answer, measurement. In the number 6, we talk about non-metric data. It cannot be quantified. And the number 7 is about reliability, consistency of the measurement. Number 8, observation. And the type of data, qualitative and quantitative, and also the people that we have to study, the population. It can be individual, customer, members of the university, everything, all the humans. What else we got? Okay, so if you have comments, if you are done with the activity, it's fine.
What is the number 9 again? Sorry.
Yes, let me stop recording because